New tonight, a strategy for drivers at DUI checkpoints popping up in the videos on the internet. And this one that we have here from Florida has almost 2.5 million hits.
The driver gets through a checkpoint without lowering his window or even saying a word. Tonight, CBS 4's David Sutta investigates to see if this really works or is it a hoax.
I'm going to show you what I'm going to do tonight.
The video starts off like any DUI checkpoint. Cars funneled into one lane, officers waving you up to see if you're sober. Except the driver says absolutely nothing. Instead, he hangs out the window his driver's license, registration, insurance, and this card in a Ziploc bag. The deputies take a good look, then wave the driver through.
We've done 7 or 8 videos, and it's worked every time in the checkpoints.
Attorney Warren Redlick is the man who created the card. It's something he developed to make what he calls fair DUI checkpoints, because he doesn't trust the cops.
And fundamentally, I think people don't like checkpoints. They're un-American, and I think people get that.
I'm sorry, checkpoints un-American?
Yeah, you've heard of Checkpoint Charlie. Checkpoints, papers, please. This is all the kind of stuff that we imagine from places like Nazi Germany and Russia. It's not American. America is a place where you're free to travel.
He points to the comments on the YouTube clip that he has some support.
And on the YouTube video, it's 10 to 1, more than 10 to 1, thumbs up to thumbs down.
But he's also received a sobering dose of hate mail.
As people hope my children get murdered by a drunk driver.
Like it or hate it, we wondered, is it legal?
Would you say this is a gimmick, a trick?
I would say it's a method.
This is totally legitimate, legal, they can do this?
They could, yes, sure, they could. If they want to put their documents outside and they're available to us, they could do this.
Broward Sheriff Scott Israel says they have yet to see this at their checkpoints, but they're prepared for it.
We're not going to force the issue on the window coming down, but if my observations and suspicions told me that you may be intoxicated, it's going to be handled in a completely different way.
Redlick's technique relies on the Fourth Amendment that prohibits unreasonable searches, and the Fifth Amendment, your right to remain silent. If you're wondering why you would want to keep your window up and remain silent,
the minute you roll down your window, whether there's actually an odor of alcoholic beverage or not, the police will claim that they smelled alcohol. And when you speak, one of the key things here is to not speak. When you speak, the police can say your speech was slurred, your speech was impaired, there was something wrong with the way you were speaking.
By taking away smell and sound, all that's left is what the deputy sees.
At the end of the day, would you recommend this for your clients?
I wouldn't.
Why? Attorney David Weinstein says the tactic is way too subjective and risky.
You may encounter a situation where an officer honors it. You may encounter a situation where they don't. And if you've been drinking and you're out driving and they don't honor it, you're still going to end up getting arrested.
Case in point, deputies observing anything suspicious could order you to open your window. If a driver refuses,
If we needed to break a window or enter a house or breach any type of door, window, or conveyance, we would do that.
Ultimately, Redlick says his tactics aren't about ducking a DUI. It's about keeping bad cops from harassing you.
If you haven't done something wrong, the police should not be checking you out. Period.
Sheriff Israel counters pulling this card out will likely have the opposite effect.
I ask myself, why would an individual want to goad police? Why would you want that negative contact?
What's your advice to anybody who's considering doing this?
Why? If you're compelled to do it, do it. I mean, it's within your rights, but why do it?
While the fair DUI card has worked thus far, it has yet to be challenged in court. Inevitably, it will. In the meantime, everyone we spoke to said if an officer tells you to roll down your window, do it. For more on fair DUI, go to our website at cbsmiami.com. From Doral, David Sutta, CBS 4 News Tonight.